Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and learn how to do a deadlift. I'm going to give you a few tips and pointers before we go ahead and lift the bar. When it comes to deadlifts, if it's your first time doing deadlifts, really want to start with a light weight so you can get the form down. And then you can slowly start to add weight to the bar. Once you notice that you're losing your form, then I highly suggest going back down in weight and then just slowly working up to it. But a little bit of loss of form is okay, we just don't want to lose it completely. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just a few ways that you can double check that you're doing your form correctly. Where's that hole? So when you're coming down into a deadlift, you're going to go ahead and make sure that you have a straight spine. When using this pipe or stick, whatever you're using, it's really going to help you determine if you're using your form correctly. So here, I'm trying to adjust myself so I'm correctly. You want to keep that pelvic, you want to keep your pelvis neutral, and you're keeping your core tucked. Your chin is tucked here, and your whole spine is straight, so we're keeping that back straight. And as you come up, we're keeping that back as straight as possible the whole time. And then the same as a squat, it's going to be the same exact thing. You really want to try to keep your back as straight as possible, squatting down and back up. And as we go into our different deadlift forms, such as a straight leg deadlift or a sumo deadlift, our straight leg deadlift, or otherwise known as a Romanian deadlift, that's where we're having our legs a little bit straighter, but it's the same idea. So we're bending down and squeezing up, and my spine isn't losing that form here. And then same thing for a sumo deadlift. We're going to have a little bit of a wider stance here. We're coming down, and everything is coming up together. It's not my back first and then my butt, and it's not my butt first and then my back. So it's all together in one range of motion. Go. I'm going to show you the main deadlifts that I do, which are straight leg deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts. We're going to do sumo deadlifts, and then we're just going to do our traditional deadlift as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with the traditional deadlift, and this is where we start down. You can have an alternate grip on the hands. You're going to get a better grip here. If you have an alternate grip, go ahead and come down, and you're shooting your tailbone back. I'm just angle myself a little bit. So you're shooting your tailbone back, and we're still in that straight spine position here, grabbing the bar, and together we're coming up in one range of motion, in one plane of motion. So taking a deep breath in, and then exhale as you come up. Squeeze the glutes. That's your traditional deadlift. So we're coming down, readjusting, and back up. So with the traditional deadlift, we're having bigger bend in the knees. For our Romanian deadlift, which is a straight leg deadlift, it's the same idea. We're going to start in our traditional deadlift position, but when we're repping out in the RDLs, we're going to go ahead and have nice straight legs. So we're having a slight bend in the knees. We're never locking the knees. It's terrible for our knees. There's a difference between squeezing the quads and then locking the knees. So when we're in our RDL, it's just a hip hinge. You can have your hands on your hips here to double check. We're hip hinging down, keeping that back nice and straight. And once you feel that stretch in your glutes and your hamstrings, I want you to squeeze all of that up and squeeze at the top. My pelvic bone is neutral, my core is engaged. To determine if your core is engaged, think about belly button back to the spine. And then we're going to go ahead and show you the full motion. So going ahead, we're going to start in our traditional deadlift position. We're having the knees nice and bent here. Back is straight, core is engaged. Taking a deep breath in. Once we're here, we're going to go ahead and shoot for that straight leg deadlift. Going at your full range of motion might be different than mine. Nice straight legs, squeezing up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do our sumo deadlift. These ones are my favorite. They're great for glute activation, tops of the glute, building your core strength, and of course the hamstrings and the quads. So for our sumo deadlift, we're going to be a little bit wider. For those of you that do yoga, think about your goddess pose. So it's where you're in that sumo squat position, and your toes are slightly pointed out. They're not forward. We're slightly pointed out, and you're going to find a comfortability zone for yourself. So as we're pointed out wide with the feet, And I kind of like to measure it so my legs are just about a foot from the plate. And you'll find a position that works well for you when it comes to your flexibility. Again, alternate hand grip, and we're sinking those glutes back so our spine is nice and straight, and then tilt that the belly button in so we get that core engaged. We're going to take a deep breath in, pull up.
You're so cute.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, so that was our sumo deadlift, and that's going to help you get the top of your glutes, your glute med, and especially the hamstrings right in here on the inner thighs as well. So I'm done.
That's great.